Hey everybody, we're so excited. When I first met John Madden, we were talking on the phone, and I would always go on YouGoProBaseball and see just sick videos and fun stuff, and I'm like, man, he knows so many people, and their videos are fun to watch, easy to watch. They explain stuff, and it just always got me feeling good. That I always found myself watching not only one or two or three or four videos in a row, just constantly watching. It was like, it really sucks you in, and I'm like, man. And then he reached out to me, we were talking like, hey, let's shoot some footage, and then we actually met in person at the ABCA convention, and it was like, man, we finally see each other face to face. The guy that I always see on the video, now I'm actually seeing, and we were talking, and here he is at Zone Sports Academy. We shot some sick footage, and I always wanted to know, the John Madden, the Coach Madden, the story behind the story, right? I mean, you go on and we're trying to grow our YouTube channel, and you get 3,000, and you're like, yeah. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's got hundreds of thousands, 200,000 to 300,000 subscribers, and it's like, man, it's so hard to do, and yet I don't want to say, oh, it just happened overnight. I'm sure it took you a long time, but can you talk a little bit about your journey of being a baseball player? Where did the name YouGoPro, where did it come from?
Oh man, that's a loaded question. How long we got? No, but I appreciate it first of all, and I actually found you originally from watching your video. I saw you online, a while ago, and I'm like, dang, this guy is good, man. The way he talks, the energy, the way he breaks it down, so easy to understand. So I'm like, I've been watching you for a while before I ever reached out, and then I'm so glad we got to meet and then finally do this because it was awesome. We literally banged out, I think, some awesome videos. So I appreciate that. But as far as YouGoProBaseball goes, it was actually I was in spring training still. I was with the Padres at the time, and I had the idea for it because I had the BlackBerry phone. Remember the BlackBerry phone?
Oh,
and it had this scroller on the side, and you could get email on your phone. And I was just mind blown that you can get email on your phone, because before that, so for all you young guys watching, that wasn't a thing before that.
Right. So
I'm like, wow, email on a phone. And then I'm like, YouTube had just started in 2005. It was brand new. And this is 2007, 2008 when the BlackBerry came. Well, at least when I had money to buy one.
Right.
It was 2007, 2008. And I'm just thinking in my head, man, you can get email on your phone. Everything's going to be on the phone one day. And I'm like, I don't like reading. I would much rather watch a video. This YouTube thing is pretty cool. I'm like, you know what would be cool? If I started recording videos while I'm playing pro ball and just show behind the scenes. Kind of started as behind the scenes. Like
a vlog.
Yeah, but there was no such thing as I didn't know what I was doing, or
Right.
I had no clue. And the cameras were terrible. I remember I went to Walmart and I was in high A at the time, and you don't make any money in minor league baseball. That's dead broke. But I went and bought this awesome camera, and Dom, I think you'll appreciate this. But it was the best camera out there, and it was shooting in 480. Which was that was HD back then, which is terrible now. You see a video in 480, you're like, how old is this video? But that was the top of the line camera, and I spent all my money on it. And I was just shooting stuff around in the clubhouse, stretches, stuff like that. And that's how it started. Actually, a buddy of mine, Greg Burke, we kind of started it together. I had the idea mainly, but I was like, why don't you come in, write some articles, talk about, he was a pitcher. And he actually started doing really good. He got moved up to AA. Next thing you know, AAA. Next thing you know, big leagues. And he's like, "Hey, bud, go ahead, run with it. I'm good." So then I just ran with it, and it's been over a decade. 2007. So a long time, and I'm not very good at it. I think I'm dumb enough to just keep pounding my head at it and keep working and hustling at it,
And I think, like you said, one of the big things is the word consistency, right? Everyone wants the quick fix, but they don't realize the consistency and the discipline you need to have to keep on posting day after day, week after week, year after year to get the amount of footage that you have. So it's that's a very disciplined thing, and it doesn't happen overnight. It's now 2022. You started back in 2007. I mean, so that YouTube channel didn't grow overnight. That YouTube channel grew over time with discipline and structure. And did you always want to play professional baseball? You go pro? Were you? Is that an underlying someone said you couldn't go pro, and it's like, no, I'm going pro.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I was actually on a cruise. It was a family cruise. It was my grandparents' 50th anniversary, and we went on a cruise. The whole family. I got a big family. My mom is one of 10 kids. So there was tons of kids. I got I don't know how many cousins. I got 30 cousins or something. But we're all on this cruise, and one of my aunts was like, or uncle, I don't even remember who it was like, let's go around to all the kids and see what they want to be when they grow up. So when they grow up and they get older, we could say, oh, look, you said you wanted to be this, and this is what you. So they come around and ask all the kids, I want to be a firefighter, I want to be a cop, by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. I would have been a firefighter or a cop if I wasn't a baseball player. But I said I wanted to be a professional baseball player.
Right. And
I remember there was a couple of people, and these are family members, that said, hey, don't you want to like put something more realistic that you can, you might be when you grow up, like basically saying,
right,
you're not going to be a professional baseball player. I was so confused though, because this is my family, and I love them. There's no bad vibes or anything. I was young at the time. I think I was in young middle school, so probably like 6th or 7th grade at the time. So I was old enough to know, I was upset about that, but I was still trying to maybe I can't do it. Now these adults, the smart people, are telling me I can't do it, and it messed with me for a little while. But I said, you know what? This is what I want to do. I really want to do that. I want to go pro.
Right.
And that always stuck with me, and that kind of motivated me. And I think that when you have, there's two kind of things, at least for me, that motivate me. When people say that you can't do something, and then people say that you can do something. Like my immediate family, my mom, my dad, my sisters, they were always super positive, you're the best. They were, built my confidence up. Yeah. You could do it. Yeah, we got your back. And that motivated me. But also, there's some people, and in my case it was family, and again, no bad blood. I love my family. But that also motivated me. You can't do this. Okay, let me show you. And you're going to have a lot of people outside of your family that are going to hate on you and say that you can't do things. But just using them as motivation to go there. And that's what I did. I used it. I always wanted to go pro. And now I created this. I started making videos, and I said, you know what? I want to help you go pro. Because I was originally talking to the kid that was me, who someone said, you can't go pro. And I'm saying, you can go pro. You go pro. I'm going to help you go pro.
Yes.
That's where it came from.
While we're talking about that topic, and I think it's such a good one, especially with kids, social media is all in their face. Back when we played baseball, it's like, you didn't even know what your batting average was. Maybe you kind of knew, or the kid scribbled it down, and you forgot about it. It was, you didn't know if you were hitting 250, 350, 450. You didn't really know. Nowadays, with Game Changer and stats, you know what you're hitting every second, and so does everybody else in the world know what you're hitting every second. So there's a lot of the pressure of that, and social media in your face. This person's signing, this person's not yet, this person's, so you having such an awesome, channel and social media. I'm sure there's haters that when you post a sick video that you really are proud of and and all of a sudden the first comment's like, why in the world are you putting this on there about that? How do you deal with haters, from, personally, and, 'cause I think a lot of kids go through that, and they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
They take it like a direct hit.
Yeah. That's tough. It is tough, man, and it used to bother me a lot, especially in the beginning, because I wasn't used to it. But like you said, everything online is magnified. So when you put something out there and you're being vulnerable, you put yourself out there, and people attack you, it hurts. And at first it hurt. Now it's easy. I'm just like, oh, this guy's an idiot. It doesn't bother me at all. But I've grown, and for these young guys who do that, who have the confidence to put that stuff out there, you just got to learn and go through the process and understand that there's dumb people out there. There's haters out there. You can't let them bother you at all. There's gonna be haters. There's gonna be people that say you can't do things. There's gonna be people that say that is stupid. You don't have to listen to them. You just gotta let it go. You gotta have a short memory and let it go and keep doing your thing. You have to understand. You have to believe. That's I think probably the biggest thing. Believe that what you're doing is the right thing. And if you're always just trying to do the right thing, no matter what it is, in school, off the baseball field, on the baseball field, if you're always just trying to do the right thing and do your best, and you believe that, who cares what anyone else says?
You'll appreciate this one. So my 13-year-old son, I posted a video, and I just started TikTok, just trying to, he got me to do it, and I was like, so I posted a video that I thought was cool, right? So I posted a video, and the first person was like, that's a dumb drill, and I immediately took it right off. And my son Brady's sitting right next to me. He goes, Daddy, you told me that when you post something and you're proud of it, it doesn't matter what somebody else says. And it was like words out of my own mouth to him. I'm like, you know what, Brady, you're right. Like, put it back on, 3 months later, 1 million views later and way more good comments than bad ones. And I'm like, but I found myself, a 45-year-old man, like, still feeling that same kind of like, someone said a comment and I'm just going to delete it. I don't even know who that is.
Right.
When you guys are on Instagram and the better you are, the prettier you are, people are jealous of that. And they can't wait to post something and bash you. But if you think to yourself, well, they're saying I feel bad for that person that wrote something not so nice to me because they are insecure and they wish they had what I had. Coach just got a brand new pair of sneakers. He posts about his sneakers and he loves them. And if I went, oh my gosh, why is he posting those sneakers? Well, it's probably because I wish I had those sneakers. So when someone says something negative to you, flip it and be like, that means they wish that they were in my shoes. And if you do that, a hater will never bother you again because you're just flipping the script.
I love that. That's great. That is good stuff. That's really good stuff.
So you talk about YouGoPro and ways that you help. And the thing that I love is that on your videos, you show the things that can help them go pro. You've got amazing product line from hitting, fielding, throwing, catching, coaching, pretty much anything that an athlete or a coach or a mom or a dad or anybody in the game, baseball, softball, could want. And, I think that's amazing. So definitely YouGoPro Baseball, like, you got to go to the site. They have everything and anything. And it makes it to where it's so practical of, oh, we're talking about fielding. Oh, check out these Valley gloves. They're really cool and they really help. It's not a salesy like, hey, check. It's, hey, this is how you can use it. Right. How did you get into that and wanting to? I guess it just goes hand in hand with everything that you do. You're trying to help.
Yeah, well, actually, my job has become a lot easier these days because I just get with guys like you, super knowledgeable coaches. Because I basically, like I said, been doing it for over a decade. I've said everything I need to say about what I know in the game of baseball. So now I got guys, super knowledgeable guys, come on, and I just try to ask the questions that I want to know the answers to. And Duke did an awesome job today just answering them, giving great information. And then obviously, like today, we talked about, he showed me a couple drills with smush balls, and I was like, I sell these. So it works.
Yeah.
I just happen to have a website that sells baseball training equipment and a YouTube channel that offers tons of free information, and they kind of go together. If you want to buy it and you like the drill, go ahead and buy it. If not, there's other options. You can, make homemade things. My main goal, and always was, to help the kid that was told that they couldn't do it, to not necessarily go pro, because not every kid's going to be able to go pro, but to have the success that they have, the ability, achieve what the goals that they are able to achieve, get to the highest level that they can.
So let's finish it off with this, and that is, for those kids out there that are watching and they're going on your channel, it's like, man, like, and they see like this empire of, all this knowledge and stuff, and where's a starting point for them? Because so many kids go on TikTok and there's a kid saying, make $5 million today by doing this. Or, it's like everything is a get rich fast, quick, I want results this second. And you just said it's taken so much time, but what about that kid that's out there that's like, hey, you know what? I want to start a YouTube channel and I want to create something like John Madden, like Coach Madden did with YouGoPro Baseball. Like, what would you tell your 14, 15-year-old self when you would be starting out? What are your words of wisdom?
You said it in the beginning. I think consistency is the big thing. Like, if you're going to do it, commit to it, and just use that motivation. Like, if people say, oh, you're not going to be able to do this, you can't be a YouTuber, you can't grow an Instagram page. Like, you just have to use that as motivation and keep the consistency and keep doing it. If you think and you believe that you can do it, then go after it. Give it everything you got, because what you don't want to do is go in half-ass and not give it your all, because then you're going to have regret. It's not going to work, first of all, if you do that. But go in and give it your all and get after it and prove some people wrong. Consistency, you said it.
Yeah, well, I had a blast with Coach Madden coming in here. You Go Pro Baseball. I was so excited. Came in, it was everything that I was hoping for, everything that I was expecting it was going to be. I got a You Go Pro baseball mug rocking. He got me a fungo. Like, we're just exchanging knowledge, exchanging wisdom, and thanks so much. Thanks so much for being here, man.
I appreciate it.
We had a blast.
Yeah,
thanks so
It
much.
was great. Thank you for everything.
Thank you. Awesome.